You're not trying to escape, are you?
It all happened like I knew it would. A single drop of source magic. And, like flies to honey, the monsters swarmed. The rebel panicked. The carnage began. And the Magisters pointed their fingers at me. Just as I'd planned. I was shackled and collared, and sent to Fort Joy. I'd come here to kill Godwoken. But instead, I became part of their story.
So, still a bit groggy, are we? Don't worry, the sedative will wear off soon enough. Easy now. No need to hurry. Get your bearings and report to me upstairs.
Well, look what the dog dug up. You're lucky they didn't notice just how thin you were under those bandages. Although, seeing someone wrapped up like that, they probably thought you had the scabbing plague. Better keep that hood down, mind you. The living don't take...
Playing dead, are you? Probably a good idea. Oh, I don't even remember them strapping me down. This again. stay. Freight or food?
Shaking her fluffy coat, the sheep eyes you balefully, her rectangular eyes like letterboxes to the void. With one sharp hoof, she kicks you right in the shin. Did you expect a needle?
You there. Come here. Hey. Hey. Get me out of this cage and I'll make it worth your while. You in? Your guess is as good as mine. Someone screamed loud as a banshee. After that, pure pandemonium. Set me free and I'll set you free. A gentleman among jesters, you...
Before you can even touch the lever, you hear a sniff and snort behind you as...
Oh, wait, you're no magister. You're a sorcerer. What are you doing here, filthy elf? Choose your words carefully. My fists ache to meet a new face. Clever story. I should have known there'd be trouble.
So much for a peaceful stroll.
The prisoner's buoyant voice darkens as his gaze finds the sunken hollows that...
Ah, freedom. I'm nothing if not a man of my word. And I did give my word I'd set you...
empty.
Not the most elegant solution, was it? And I'm back where I started. Nowhere to go but up.
Empty.
Why, you're looking a bit more chipper. Yes. Looks like that collar fits you snugly enough. Nice bit of work, even if I do say so myself.
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
There you are. Not too tight, I hope. The collar, I mean. Oh, in the meantime, your next stop will be Magister William. All passengers have to be registered in the You'll find him on the other side of this deck, in the officers' quarters. Oh dear, I'm afraid you're a long way from home, milord. A long way.
Index fingers pressed to her lips. She pauses a moment to give you a...
My word, you do seem Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. A new life awaits, and if you're a particularly good boy, perhaps a cure as well. An end to sauce. For good.
She frowns and
Delusions such as these are rare, but not unheard of. Why, for my peace of mind, of course. Why don't you try casting one of those sauce spells of yours? See what happens.
Currents of magic surge inside you, boiling, bursting.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. There you have it. See? The collar's function. It... for your own peace of mind.
Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
Good gods. There's been
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles whiten around her weapon as you pass. The pale young woman doesn't acknowledge you. She nods to the right without...
Yes, this is a rare kind of magic. I'll need to write to headquarters right away.
Alice is such a dear lending it to me.
Get your dirty little paws out of... Get your dirty little paws out of my...
The pale young woman doesn't acknowledge you. Behind the Magister, a bloodied mass...
These smelling salts are strong stuff. you're looking a bit more chipper. There you are. Not too tight, eh? Why, for my
Currents of magics.
You better stop before you hurt yourself. There you have it. See? For your own peace of mind, of course.
Index finger.
My word. Oh, well, I'm sure you'll soon gather your wits. Most likely. Eventually. In the meantime, all you need to know is that we're en route to Fort Joy. A new life away.
Good gods.
A young magister stands pale and silent. Her knuckles... The pale young woman doesn't... Behind the magister, a bloodied mass lies in a heap. Gore and limbs lie at odd angles. You can't make out a face amid the mess.
There's been a murder. A sorcerer was killed by one of your own. Lucky you were busy getting your collar fitted at the... Waters is investigating. She'll figure out who did it. Always does. It's a small ship. His name was Finn. Odd boy. We'll find out who did it. Nothing to see here.
The pale young woman doesn't acknowledge you. She nods to the right without moving her gaze from the ground.
Ugly sight, isn't it? Burns me up this happened under our protection. We're extremely lucky no Voidwalker followed the source that did this.
She looks up at you with a
I was on duty in your room when the murder happened. You were asleep the whole time. You're one of the only indisputably innocent people on the ship. Unless you can commit murder in your sleep, of course. I thought as much. Listen, I could use someone to keep their ears open among the passengers. Sometime, bring me a good lead, and I'll throw in a shiny gold coin for you. How about that? Not in here, it isn't. You let me know if you hear anything. Whoever did this is... It seems as though there's a pattern in the blood flow. That can't be natural. Did the murderer take him into this room? Or was he already here?
That's enough now.
As the dead man's flesh slides down your throat, you feel his consciousness enter yours. Your heart is heavy. You know too much. It's all too much. A bright light blinds you, then fades. You feel a tremendous power in your hands, but they are shaking so hard. Suddenly you're on this very ship, crouched in a corner, hugging your knees. A figure. She reaches a hand toward you. The memories end. You are no longer Finn.
No lesions, no trauma. It was bled back magic.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us wouldn't kill our own. They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip to the part where I reassure you and you shut up?
You think me mad?
Mad? No. Insufferable.
An elf sits tucked away in a dark spot, lazily rolling.
Snake.
She chuckled.
I bet that's just what they'll look like.
Quiet long enough for me to listen.
Rolling. Deciding fates. Don't worry, honey.
She looks you up and down with the merest hint of...
Never say never, though.
She eyes you.
Not the future, no. But I can. I could lick your arm and tell you how you spent the night before last. Shall I?
She looks at you in surprise when you bear an arm of bone.
My. Guess I'll have to find out the memory from...
She gives your arm a vigorous stroke of the tongue.
You were in a cellar with other sorcerers, watching, staring at them, hoping that none... You were thinking of flesh. Or, to be rather more precise, the pleasures of the flesh. Those that have eluded you for so long.
It was one of them. I know it.
She pats you on the shoulder consolingly.
There, don't you... I don't lick.
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
The one keeps rolling.
They're picking us off one by one.
Can we just skip
I'm
to the
busy
part
watching
where
for clues, so...
Shut up.
What? Didn't make it clear the first time. Scram.
Insufferable. Surely.
What are you trying to hear anyway?
I'll tell you if you can keep it
A
quiet.
scruffy man lounges against the wall with scarred arms folded. A sly smile playing on his face, he stares across at the Magister guarding him.
Watch your back, new fish. There's a...
Rolling his eyes at the Magister's warning, the man named Ifan beckons again.
Suit yourself. Was just
Hocking a phlegmy gobbet in your general direction, the sullen Magister settles back to his task of glowering at Ifan. And now...
We used to know each other, more's the pity. I was his commander many moons ago.
Standing far back from Ifan, the tight-faced Magister draws one finger across his throat in an elaborate fashion. Ifan grins, flashing.
Same as he was at 14 years old. Only difference is somebody gave him a bigger sword and now he's Johnny Big Pants. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you about it in the Joy. Away from... No. The dead man. Finn, is it? I'd no business with.
He glances over at Magister...
Damn shame sheer annoyance isn't reason enough. The Joy. I've heard a lot. Nothing good. Wonder if we'll get to meet the Ringmaster himself. Easy now. I might think the same.
What are you conspiring about over there?
Oh, don't mind him. Vic's just got a bee in his bonnet. And that bee is me.
Name.
Magister Victor looks at you suspiciously, then...
Away with you.
Ifan performs an elaborate pantomime of keeping quiet. A broad dwarf sits totally upright on the bench. He raises an eyebrow as you approach.
Listen up, boy. You hear that? I've seen more advertising things coming out of plague-stricken pigs.
Your kind always come closest to our Majesty.
His eyes snap open.
Murder? I wouldn't know anything about it. I kill a man. He knows who done it.
His eyes flutter shut.
Whether they catch me is another matter. But I ain't one to hide my accomplishments. The ship.
A wave of sound washes over you.
And? Don't you get saucy with me when you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce. Sick as a leper's cat. But there's more. Listen close. There now. Just squeeze. Ah.
His eyes snap open as his countenance breaks into an expression of joy. One great...
There. You heard it, didn't you? I knew it. I knew it. Aye, this is good news, boy. Good. It's the wheel. The wheel. Don't you see, you beautiful idiot? Pardon my beard. That means if we've been travelling for... Yes, only 10.34 nautical miles to Fort Joy. Captain, actually.
The dwarf leans back from the table and strokes...
That'll be all. Thank you kindly, boy. When you clearly don't know the first thing about sauce.
It was one of them. I know it.
Would you put a knuckle in it? I'm trying to concentrate.
They don't care about her. Did you see the body? They ought to let you taste a bit. Maybe you'd find out who done it.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten, Ben Mest. Your kind always...
They're everywhere now. The Magisters in my hometown.
Well, you've got this wolf on a leash.
Well, well. What have we here? A fresh face in the...
The lizard looks you up and all of a sudden he grips you firmly by the chin, with the intent of inspecting your teeth.
I'm inspecting your teeth. There's some discoloration, as well as... Now then, to business. You will answer me 3 questions. The first one is this. Can you cook?
I'll give you that knuckle if you keep carrying on.
One of us will kill her.
And of course, a cook who can't take. On to the second question. Can you knit, weave? In short, tailor?
You think me mad?
Oh, but to feel the caress of Saturn. On then to my final query. Have you the ability to administer the upkeep of one's personal appearance? The delicate art of cosmetics is the very base. So, 3 questions asked. As per your own testimony, you can tailor and groom, but you have the... Still, beggars can't be choosers. So without further ado, I offer you my sincerest congratulations. As of now, you are my slave. My slave, of course. Oh, anyway, you may leave me for a moment. We'll go over your duty.
This wolf on a leash now.
I spent my life singing for my slaves to bring me my supper. Meanwhile, the Magisters feast on honeyed...
You, Jill, is that right? I've a few questions for you. You are Jill, aren't you?
I ain't saying nothing.
Bloody dwarves, I'll come back to you. And you better be ready to talk here.
Never thought you'd end up a prison guard, Vic.
That right? I always knew you'd turn out rotten.
The elf is reading a volume of Cranley Hubert's famous... He reaches out and... He sits back and returns to his book, flicking quickly from page to page, completely oblivious to your presence.
It is simultaneously too detailed and insufficient. Tell me, what do you know of our world's history? Oh, please. I have no interest in... No. I want to know about the... This text tells me that they created all creatures. Where did these gods come from? Who are their people? Where... Of course you don't have any useful information. Now, please, run along. I have a world to discuss.
No amount of pestering will get the elf...
Here to register, sir. Good, good. You faring okay so far? Glad to hear it. You head on in now.
I'll tell you if you can keep it quiet long enough for me to listen. Name? Well, you aren't here on my list.
You look a little bit elfish.
Ah, there you are. Husband. Would you please tell this very charming gaggle of not-at-all brat-like babes that I am by no accounts this Losa woman, nor do I sing, in fact. I'm deathly, deathly allergical.
One of us will get our own. They're picking us off one by one.
The young woman seems about to raise...
Who indeed? Why,
The children break out...
I say, it...
Her pinched face cracks into a...
Yeah, okay, you found me out.
She turns to you, dark-eyed...
Gotta keep ourselves entertained, haven't we? You'd presume right. Nope, trying not to find anything out either. Ignorance is bliss. Thanks, but I already belong to an elite and exclusive ship gang. We play ball every day after lunch. You take care, though.
Suddenly, her eyes cloud to an unnatural black. Greyish veins run down her face, and her mouth tightens into a cruel sneer. As quickly as they came, the clouds clear.
Good luck, Chief.
Keep those bolts trained on her. And if she tries to run, shoot to keep those bolts trained on her. And if she tries to run, shoot to kill.
What on earth is the matter? You seem on edge, officer.
Murder most
What on earth is the matter?
I strongly suspect you know all about it. Murder most foul.
Do you?
Standing at the center of the room, you spot a sorcerer haughtily eyeing a pair of nervous-looking magisters.
So you admit it then?
Yes, I did. But of course that was only...
She turns her head and looks you straight in the eye.
There are others whose lives must...
Good God! The woman! You there! Sorcerer! Go and fetch Magister Siwan! We need to do more than collar this maniac. We need to shackle her, hands and feet.
It means your journey draws to a close.
She reaches for her collar and
I'm just about to create a...
Subdue her, men, quickly! If she casts Source, the Voidwoken will come. They'll end us all.
She smiles with wicked satisfaction.
Precise.
What's happened?
The dwarf lies in a heap on the floor, his great beard twisted and tangled around him. He is stock still. You hear a faint thud. The dwarf lies in a heap.
Oh! What happened? Must have been the turnips. You.
The lizard's eyes close. Ifan lies motionless, curled on the ground like an animal. Under his shaggy hair, you can... His eyes flicker. Ifan cries out.
No, not the final dark. Not yet.
It's no use.
The dice roll darkly.
The young woman lies in a heap on the floor. She's breathing normally, but her eyes are wide open, like she doesn't. Magister lies on the floor, unconscious.
The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. The hatch is blocked. I'll need to find another way. God damn it! Need to get off this wreck, and quick! Damn, that doesn't bode well. Onwards and upwards! Not long before this thing snaps. Gods! By divine grace, who was that?
He eyes the collar circling your neck and reach...
Another sorcerer!
Like you don't know? Mutiny! Did that witch fix your collar too? Go on then. What? You need to find a high...
And you thought Rivellon was flat.
Something's pounding on the hull!
On the door was painted recently, judging from its pungent scent. You press your palm against the door to open it. Your fingers clack again. It doesn't budge. Through the door and are suddenly face to face with an undead. The skeleton is quickly leafing through a volume of
No! What damn fools record knowledge on a pulped tree? It catches fire, it turns into must when wet, it cannot even...
The skeleton looks up.
Oh, it's you. Shouldn't you be running and screaming or some such?
The skeleton groans and looks...
Yes, indeed. It's the look of someone that wants to read the bloody book he's holding. Now, if you're really quite finished, I believe you have lifeboats to flee to. I believe you did, although I was wearing the face of an elf at the time. I had a mask, rather ingeniously designed. A mask that was stolen by that damn... Still, she'll drown with the rest of these fools, and I will simply pluck my mask from her cold, dead hands.
The skeleton holds up his...
I am trying, and I will be damned if I let the lives of some maith... Go on! Go! Swim or drown or...
lifeboat. That means there's still a chance.
Shut your trap, kid. Children and dwarfs first, just like the old story.
The dwarf yanks at one of the nearby ropes.
You said there were other people down there.
You see those tentacles, kid? It's time for getting the hell out of here.
Thank you. There's a ladder right over there.
You're gonna be the death of us, you hear? That's what you make fast.
If you can walk, get yourself up the ladder. Listen, wait! Find Woken!
Beardless bugs won't sink the ship on my watch.
I thought Voidbroken was supposed to be scaring. Let the games begin.
I've faced worse.
They who are about to triumph salute.
I hear something. It's Magister Siwan, who want to put on this damn collar. Sounds like
She tries to speak, but can only gape as she clutches her neck, trying to stem the bleeding. With jagged movements, she raises her clenched fist and holds out a length of cloth, soaked with some kind of blood, quickly soaks through the cloth. Magister Siwan's mouth opens and closes, her eyes wide in terror. Blood pours out from around the bandage. Magister Siwan reaches out to you, her hand flailing. It's working. The pressure is stemming the flow of blood. Something within the ship snaps. The floorboards shudder. Siwan struggles to her feet, clinging to you tightly. The ship...
ripping the ship apart! This is it! She's going...
I have plans for you, child. Rise.
Honorable Dallas, we lost a ship sailing sorcerer prisoners to Fort Joy. We assume some escaped and broke their collars. Their vile magic lured the Voidwoken. All who were aboard are presumed dead. Yours faithfully into eternity, High Judge Oriven.
Those Voidwoken made short bloody work of the ship. Am I the lone survivor? Seems someone, something, wanted me alive.